What's happening, racing fans? Welcome back to the channel. Brought to you in association again with betting.co.uk. I'm Ginger Joe and I'm back with 3 selections for you to take a look at on Tuesday's race cards. I've got one from Brighton, one from Salisbury, and I've got one this evening coming from Ayr as well. Now, I've been in pretty good form of late. We had 3 winners yesterday on the channel. We had one on the YouTube video, and then in my Discord group, which is completely free for you to join, we had 2 selections put up, and we had an 8-1 and a 10-1 winner, with them both prevailing. So it's been going really well so far, and the golf bets are in pretty good form too. And if you'd like to join me there, all you need to do is click subscribe on this video, and then use the link in the description below to come over and join the group chat. Now, I'm just going to go straight onto the selections for today, and the first one comes in the 350 at Brighton. We've got a 1.25 mile handicap here. It's actually a pretty decent looking handicap, considering there's just the 6 runners in this race, and there's a few that do have pretty decent claims as well. Superstar DJ for the Richard Spencer team, he could probably be expected to be on the premises quite late, providing he's in good form. But the one I think is going to take all the beating here is going to be Mickey Mongoose at 9-4, who I just think is going to have a really good chance coming into this sort of field. He does his best work late on in his races, and he's evidently going to improve for this sort of step up and trip as well. Last time out at Carlisle, he was running a pretty decent race, but he was slowly into stride, but he was a very powerful mover through the middle distances, and I think he just lost out at the end of the race for a little bit of toe. But if he got away a little bit better, I'm sure he would have actually got a little bit closer that day as well. But that start definitely scuppered his chances, but he moved into the race like a pretty smart horse, and I imagine this step up and trip is going to really benefit him once again. What's significant about his chances as well is that the Charlie Johnson team, they travel all the way from North Yorkshire, all the way down to Brighton with Mickey Mongoose, and he's their only runner of the day. This is a 600-mile round trip, so you've got to at least expect that the team is thinking that he's showing enough at home to think he's going to go really well again. He's only 9-4, but I just think he's going to be too good for his rivals in this race. Tactically, I'd like to see him try and take command of this race from the furlong pole, because as I said, I think Superstar DJ is going to make quite a late dash and run in this race, but I think Mickey Mongoose is going to be too good at 9-4. Then if we take a look at the full 10 at Salisbury, we've got a mile fillies handicap. Quite a nice fillies race here, actually. Probably going to be dominated by the looks of things in the top 3 in the betting, but not for me. I actually think New Heights is going to be the one returning to form here, which will actually give her a massive chance in this race. She's on a mark £2 lower than her latest win, and she had some really good form around this sort of time last year on the decent ground, and the ground is actually what I think is going to be vital to her chances yet again. She won twice at Sandown. She also won once at Epsom on the good ground. Prior to that, evidently, she wasn't really good on the softer surface. Didn't seem to travel in the same sort of way. And since then, the same sort of story has happened on the softer ground. Not necessarily been to her liking, but I think back on the good ground, she is the one that's probably going to be really tough to beat. If she could produce some of the form that she showed last year at Sandown and Epsom, she's definitely not an 8-1 shot. I think she's going to be the value pick in this race. A slight chance being taken on her returning to form, but I think she's going to have a really good opportunity at 8-1. Confields is probably the main danger. She's handled the really fast ground very nicely indeed. But if we go on peak form, I think New Heights is the one to beat here. And I think if you do a little bit of digging through the form, you would see the same. Then in the 7:35 at Ayr in the evening, we've got a 1.25 mile handicap here. And I really like Churchella here. Plenty of decent horses in this race showing a little bit of improvement. But I like the David Amira trained filly, Churchella. She's a daughter of Churchill. Likely to go really well on this sort of ground. And she was only beaten by a really big improver last time out in Gallimius. Come to the finishing line really strongly that day, and I think if she was ridden a little bit differently, she could have actually shown a little bit more and probably actually got a little bit closer to the winner that day as well. But I do still think she's on a very linear mark here. You can expect a little bit more improvement from her again, and she's likely to come on for that last time out run as well. She handled this ground very well with a few of the runners in here potentially having question marks around this surface. She's the one that handles this really well. I'm likely to see her go and improve once again, and I can at least expect to see a really big effort from her this time out. She only goes up £1 for that effort last time out, and again, she had a little bit of trouble early on in the race, so it could probably be marked up a little bit, and 5-2 is just about enough value for the third and final selection of the day. So there you go, there's my 3 selections for Tuesday. I'm going to be back this evening with my next episode for my golf selections, but they are out and live already. And as I said, if you want to come and get those selections now, please do hit subscribe to the channel and then come over and join by using the link in the description below. I'll see you all again real soon, but good luck with your bets for today. Bye for now.